Need a boost? Sometimes all it takes is tapping into your inner cool. Icebreaker's gum helps you unleash the confidence within. Each chew releases a rush of icy flavor powered by cooling flavor crystals, sending a wave of refreshment to reinvigorate all your senses. Icebreaker's convenient pack fits everywhere, from car cup holders to backpack pockets, so you can find your cool wherever you go. Grab Icebreaker's gum online or at a store near you.
You know what's really terrifying? That unfinished college degree lurking in the background, just sitting there, waiting for you. That's where Southern New Hampshire University comes in. With flexible online degree programs, there's no commuting, no rigid schedule, and no more excuses. Plus, they have some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to learn more before your degree becomes just another story about what could have been. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hey, weirdos. I'm Alaina.
I'm Ash.
And this is Morbid.
Yeah.
It is. We're
liked
here.
that one.
We made it through the Hillside Strangler trilogy.
Just barely.
We just skated by at the end of that, but I am so glad to not be a part of that world anymore. So
Me
glad.
too. But can I quickly congratulate you because Alaina's episode on the Hillside Stranglers made it into the top 5 of all shows.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That felt very nice. And thank you to everybody who listened because you guys got it there. So you rock.
That's a big deal.
It was pretty rad.
It was
all
pretty awesome.
All that research and all that torturing my mind for weeks.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
It was
there
worth
it is.
it.
That was worth it.
Thanks,
Cool.
guys. Thank
Cool,
you.
cool. But yeah, that was a gnarly one. I'm glad you guys really liked it. It was very interesting to dive into.
Yeah, I feel like I've never heard it told the way that you told it. And
Thank you.
I feel like there was so many things that were glossed over and other times when I've read about it. And then you were saying so many things that I was just like, what?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
That's how I felt while
again?
researching it, because I was putting things down and I was like, I never read this. And it was those books were amazing. I'm telling you, true crime books are
Where it's at.
you got to dig into those hidden gems, and that's where you find the real stuff. 'Cause,
You know what?
They're the ones that are at the trials. They're the ones who
They have the
go the
transcripts.
extra mile. They get those police reports and stuff. They talk to these people. These are investigative journalists that are badass.
I like them. I like them a lot. Books in general are just really good.
Guys, I just like books.
I like to read.
I like books.
I like to ride. I'm actually trying to read more for leisure instead of
for leisure
purposes.
I know.
Instead of just reading terrible, brutal things all the time.
I know.
I got what's the book called? So many people suggested it. It's The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I think.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, it's been on my coffee table for quite some time. And
You're gonna get to it.
I've yet to open it, but
You're gonna
we'll
get to it.
there.
I have faith.
Yeah. I read another book last week, and
Ooh, what was it?
well, it was about the case that I'm going to tell you about today.
Oh, and we're gonna get a little haunted with it today.
Yeah, a little haunted. It's so funny because I feel like sometimes you'll look into something, and I was saying this to you this morning, but right now I'm talking to the listeners, okay?
You guys right there.
I'm talking to everybody. But
I'll just go on my phone. Forget it. I'm not even here.
I'm checking out. No, but you'll see America's most haunted place, and then you'll dive really deep into the whole haunting of it all, and there's only 4 things that are haunted.
That happens so often when you'll get a recommendation and you're like, ooh, and
Right.
Usually they are good haunts.
So it makes it worth it.
Yeah, but it's you're expecting
Just
you're expecting your cup to floweth over.
I'm
with
expecting
haunts.
my wazoo to be filled with haunt.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
But the wazoo is pretty haunted up in here. We're gonna be talking about the Eastern State Penitentiary today.
This I'm excited about.
It's really interesting, and I went like crazy deep into like the history of everything because you just have to with this.
Yeah, you
to
gotta.
understand why it's haunted. You have to understand the whole history of it.
Of course you do.
So for this one, this episode right here, I read this book called The Eastern State Penitentiary.
Oh, all right.
Properly named by Francis X. Dolan.
Oh, Francis, get it.
He sounds very fancy. I like that his middle name is X.
Yeah, I love that.
Or like initial.
We love a middle initial as X.
X.
It's saucy. It's mysterious. I like it.
It just feels old timey. Like it feels very like
feels a little
European.
villainous.
Yes, it does.
Feel a little villainous, which I love.
It does, but he wasn't a villain. He wrote this book. It's like really awesome, and I'm like 5, so I do love when books have lots of pictures. But like especially for something like this, like I want to see it while I'm reading about it, because you try to picture it in your mind, but you're like, I don't know what the fuck that looks like.
Yeah, you gotta Goog.
I didn't grow up in like 1887, so
I did, but you didn't.
You did.
So.
Well, without further ado, we'll get into it, but you should definitely read that book and look at the pictures because they're fucking awesome.
Look at those pictures, guys.
There's so many of them. It had like great reviews on Amazon, and I was like, well, purchase. But the penitentiary itself was supposed to be a solution for harsh prison conditions.
I hate harsh prison conditions. It's so hard.
Harsh prison conditions that inmates had been suffering while they were in some of Philadelphia's other prisons. So in 1787, this man, he was a doctor, and his name was Dr. Benjamin Rush. He founded the Philadelphia Society for Alleviating the Miseries of Public Prisons. I felt like
you could maybe condense that,
right?
I don't know. I mean, like it tells the story.
It does.
But sometimes you want a little intrigue with the name. You want to go like, what's this about?
What
and
if
then
it was
you find
just
out.
the Philadelphia Society for Public Prisons?
Yeah.
It could just be that.
He doesn't bury the lead. He puts it right out there.
And his mission was an important one.
Yeah.
Because this group was the first prison reform group in the entire world.
Oh, just that.
The entire world.
The entire globe.
Now, they argued that we could go about reform in a much more humane way, and they had some interesting ideas up their sleeves. So in 1821, the Pennsylvania legislator, I can't talk at all, the Pennsylvania legislature finally decided to listen to what these people were saying, and they approved funding for the world's first true penitentiary.
Okay.
So it would later become known as the Eastern State Penitentiary.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, that's why we're here today. So Pennsylvania got 12 acres of land and $800,000 to complete the project. And at the time, it was one of the most expensive projects in the entire world.
Yeah. 800,000?
Like 800,000.
Now that's crazy.
Is a lot today. Exactly. I actually didn't look
back
up what
then,
it was.
it must be wild amount of money.
Probably like over millions.
Oh, for
easily.
sure. Yeah.
Because it's already like close to $1 million today. But there was a contest held to see which architect out of 4 architects would come up with the best design for the prison, which I was like, that's fun.
I love that.
Just like, who's going to design the best prison?
That is fun.
It's like in like 5th grade when you're like, who's going to design the class shirt?
Yes,
but
like, except it's a prison.
For prison. But the winner ended up being a man named John Haviland. His blueprint laid out a building in the shape of a wagon wheel with one central building in the middle and 7 blocks, that would be cell blocks, that just kind of jutted out from the center.
Oh, okay.
Basically, if you can't picture it, just think of how a 5-year-old draws the sun.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Now, the goal was for the prison to house 250 inmates.
Uh-oh.
Just 250.
And I'm guessing that didn't pan out.
Didn't really pan out. But in John's original blueprint, that would have worked because it would have made 256 cells, so you'd have 6 left over. Awesome.
Oh, we love that.
But you guessed it, the inmates kept coming and coming over the years, and eventually the prison had to undergo like multiple additions.
Oh no. That's always when things fell apart.
Yeah, things just really went downhill quickly here.
Yeah.
But construction, before anything went downhill, started in 1822. And by the time the penitentiary was completed, it was 1836.
Oh, wow.
And blocks 4 through 7 had to become 2-story blocks instead of single-story blocks like 1 through 3.
Oh, okay.
Because there was just so many inmates at that point. They were like, shit, we need to do like double floors now.
So instead of like adding on wagon spokes, they just added on
stories.
Top. Okay.
Exactly. And that was only blocks 4 through 7. So 1 through 3 were like the single stories, and then 4 through 7 had 2 stories.
Okay.
But the building was intentionally built on a hill 2 miles outside of the city in this town called Francisville. And they did this on purpose so that people would be able to see it, as so it would serve as a constant reminder, like, you don't want to end up there.
Yeah, it's kind of just like looming over everybody.
Literally.
But still far enough away.
And it was built in like a very almost like European, like castle-esque kind of way. And it was like, at that point, it wasn't even modern anymore.
Yeah, it's
so
like gothic-y.
It's very gothic-y. So it was kind of like, oh, like that's like old-timey, and like things in the old-time days are scary. You know what I mean?
Things in the old-time days?
Yeah.
They sure are scary.
They are, but do you know what I mean?
No, no truer statement has been said.
Things in the old-time days
are scary.
Like European places in the old days, just chop your head right off right there.
Old-time days architecture is really scary.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like, it's daunting.
It's ominous as fuck.
It's huge. But also, fun fact, it was built on land that used to be used as a cherry orchard, which is just like so happy.
I was just gonna, that's so pleasant.
So pleasant. And then prison.
But it's just like penitentiary.
Penitentiary, overtaking the orchard. But it took 14 years to complete the original blueprint because things kept having to change with the increasing number of inmates. And when it was done, there were 30-foot walls around the building, a 3-story administrative building inside the prison where the warden's office was. There was an intake facility, a laundromat kind of thing, a kitchen, a hospital, and a place for the warden and his family to live on site.
Oh.
Which I don't know how common that is, but like, I don't really know if I would want my bae and my kids like living up in a prison.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be psyched about that.
I don't know if I'd be like super stoked on that. But actually, later in the prison's history, one deputy warden's grandson was born there. In 1912,
wow.
The deputy warden's grandson, Henry Enkler, was born there in the prison.
Can you imagine later being like, yeah, I was born in a penitentiary, but like I was the warden's son?
Yes. Like,
like that's
what?
wild.
And like on
like
his...
tell that at like parties and you're like, excuse me, what?
That's your 2 truths and a lie right there.
Yeah.
Like that's your way around that.
100%.
But on his birth certificate, they just wrote like ESP instead of like Eastern State Penitentiary.
ISP.
He was born in ISP.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've ever been there. It's very beautiful.
Don't worry about it. But I don't think that's very common, by the way.
Yeah,
I was trying to look at like if that was a thing.
No,
but I don't see like tons of. I guess it did happen, but yeah, that's weird.
Especially now it would be like. I mean,
yeah, now
at
I
the
don't
same
think
time,
it's really, but
it would have been like a huge safety concern.
Yeah,
you would think.
I would think so.
I'm also just like, wow, you're born there. It's wild.
Usually the wardens aren't like the favorite person of the prisoners.
No.
So like I would be nervous about that.
You don't like hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be down
leave
for
them
that.
in the penitentiary.
No.
But what
There
are you going to do?
Yeah, they did it.
They did it. They did the damn thing.
Old-timey scary stuff.
Yeah, old-timey days are scary. But the Eastern State Penitentiary was the first and pretty much last of its kind. The system that they were like,
your home should show off who you are. Now is the time to boldly write the newest chapter in your home story. And your main character? It's Ashley. Ashley has styles that balance timeless appeal and modern trends to bring your personal look home. Yes, these are well-crafted and affordable pieces with eye-catching design, but they're also built to stand up to real life. With features like stain-resistant performance fabric, options that are incredibly durable, easy to clean, and stain-resistant with machine-washable covers. Plus, Ashley provides fast, reliable, white-glove delivery right to your room of choice, so you can style your space without any stress. Ashley was nice enough to send us a bunch of new pieces for my pod lab at my house, and when I tell you they deliver it to your room of choice, unfortunately they did have to deliver to the attic, but they could not have been nicer about it. I got, or was gifted, I should say, the Revion Lake sofa and love seat. It's in this like olive colored velvety fabric. It's so nice. I will say it is so freaking easy to clean because if you know me, you know that I have a white cat and a black cat and then a multicolored cat. The white cat loves to just roll all up on this furniture and leave his hair everywhere, but it's so easy to vacuum. I also got the Meili coffee table. So I have that, like I said, in my attic, but I'm ready to order another one for my living room because this coffee table is so beautiful. It has this like antique old money vibe to it. I absolutely love it. And then finally, I got three actually of the core stone end tables. They have little shelves in them so you can dress them up and, you know, kind of like personalize them to your style. I highly, highly recommend all of the pieces that I got. And I just recommend Ashley in general. It was such an easy process to shop with them and the delivery, all of that from start to finish. It was awesome. Visit your local Ashley store or head to ashley.com to find your style. Getting paid twice a month doesn't mean money is scarce. It just feels that way. That feeling makes you do weird stuff, like putting things on a card you didn't need to. Earnin removes that feeling. With Earnin, you can access up to $150 per day of money you've already earned, plus up to $1,000 between paychecks. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees, and expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already on it, and honestly, it's wild it didn't exist sooner. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Morbid under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Going to use in the prison was referred to as the Pennsylvania system or the separate system. And it was supposed to, quote unquote, bring out the inner light of inmates.
I love the vibe of that.
It started off like really great. Like I feel like they really were trying.
They had an idea.
They had an idea and they ran with it. And then they started sprinting and then they tripped and then they fell down a hill and then on the way there was like this underground beehive, so they started getting stung, but the beehive was actually a wasp hive and then they died.
Ooh, and then a meteor hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crash and
it's
burn.
rough when that happens.
It is. But the way that the whole thing worked was that it was going to be silent at all times in the prison. No humming, no singing, no talking.
Okay.
Silent. Each of the inmates was to stay in their cell for 24 hours a day, other than the 2 times they were let into their own personal yard for exercise that would last only 30 minutes each time.
Okay.
So they were out of their cell for an hour a day.
Wow.
Now, everyone had a cell neighbor, so it would have been impossible to have everyone exercising at different times throughout the day. And for that reason, anytime a prisoner left their cell for exercise, or if there was like another circumstance where they needed to go out of their cell, the guard would put a hood over their head. Yes. Now, they tried to play it off like this was a good thing. They were like, it's so that when you're finally rehabilitated, no one will have seen you in prison, so no one will have known that you even went to prison.
Which it's like when you
see the logic.
You throw it out like that and you're like, oh yeah, totally. Like, good for you guys. And then it's like, wait a second.
You're like, but that's going to get real weird. And like some sadistic motherfucker is going to be like,
I don't know if that's,
I don't know. And then the other thing was it was like helpful for the guards that worked at the prison, because if there's a hood over your head, you're not seeing where you're going ever. So you don't know the prison layout and you're never going to be able to escape anyways.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an incapacitation kind of thing.
And the other thing was no talking to other inmates. So you're not going to meet anybody and like come up with a plan to get out of there or come up with a plan to do any further bad shit when you're out.
Wow.
So, you know, you can kind of see like what they were going for.
They were going hard. They were going hard.
They were going ham.
They were going big.
Ham sandwich, all the toppings.
They definitely were.
But anyway, back to the exercise. Once you were finished with your exercise, the guards would check the grounds and make sure you didn't leave anything behind, and then the next person would be brought out. So inmates were fed 3 times a day.
Pictures of this place.
I should send you the link of the Kindle Cloud Reader thing, because you can look at all the pictures in the book.
All the pictures in the book.
So good. But inmates were fed 3 times a day, and actually they were fed really well. There weren't any front doors on the cells, though, that led out to the hallway where the guards were. Instead, there were just little slots that the guards would pass the food through.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were allowed to eat 3 times a day. They mostly ate meat and vegetables. Like, they had hearty meals. They apparently could have as many potatoes as they wanted.
Yeah, because that's going to slow you right down.
Yeah,
Don't have to worry about anybody being agile in there.
That was probably,
I know, I love a
process
potato.
behind it. And I also just think potatoes are just like all over the place. So
Yeah.
Although the prison at the time had indoor plumbing and heating, which was like insane because the actual president didn't even have that at that time. Like, he was still like tossing his pee out the window. The only light that they had was through skylights.
Wow.
So remember, if you lived in 1 through 3, like, yeah, you probably got like a decent amount of light on a sunny day. But if you lived in block 4 through 7,
I didn't even think of that.
And you were on the first floor, you were pretty much screwed because there was someone living upstairs and your light source would be coming from their cell. They were the ones with the skylight, and then you had like some way of
You
getting
had like
their
the
light.
residual light that just kind of like leaked under.
Exactly.
Wow.
Now, even though this is all sounding really bonkers, the goal was to reform these prisoners and send them out into the world as better people. Like, that's really what they were going for.
That's what they were trying to do.
That's what they were really trying to do. Prisoners were actually taught different trades in their cells, like cobbling, weaving, canning. They also learned to give each other haircuts, which I was like, so then did you take the hoods off for that?
I was just saying, I was like,
there's a loophole.
Did we cut a hole in the top and just
Maybe
give everyone bowl cuts?
It just said that they got to give each other haircuts.
All right.
And when the penitentiary first opened, there was a barber shop in each cell block, and your hair was supposed to be kept neat and short. So I think it was just like kind of your hair needs to be kept neat, so we'll like look over that little small thing.
Yeah.
So they were trained to give haircuts to each other, and obviously they had to be under close watch by the guards. And the razors that they used were signed out each time, so no one would get away with stealing one.
Because I was just going to ask like exactly how that process was.
Yeah, you'd have to like sign them out.
Was this like organized, or is everyone just razoring willy-nilly on each other?
No, it sounds like it was a pretty organized thing.
Yeah, that is organized.
Because eventually even the guards would get their hair cut by the inmates too.
That's
trust.
That's a bold move.
That's a trust fall with a razor involved.
That's like a trust surgery.
It's also important to note, and I'm pretty sure I say it later, but when the penitentiary first opened, there was just really like thieves and petty crimes. Like, it wasn't like murderers.
Hardened, like real
criminals.
Scary. Yeah.
And eventually it would get there, but like when it first was there, it was literally like pig stealers.
When they were getting like straight razor haircuts from the prisoners, it wasn't like
it was
someone who killed 16 people. It was like,
no.
Yeah, I stole a pig.
Yeah, exactly. But eventually we get to the part where things are not going so hunky-dory. Like, it's not like, let's vibe while you cut my hair and take your hood off, stay a while. If you talked when you weren't supposed to, or if you hummed a little jaunty tune, or even if you just stepped a toe out of line, there were allegedly different punishments that you would suffer. Allegedly. They started with like limiting exercise so you wouldn't get your fresh air for the day. Mean, but all right.
Like rude.
Okay.
But yeah.
Taking away extra food privileges, so like you get like 4 potatoes instead of 5.
I mean, to me, that's ruder.
That's terrible.
But sure.
But eventually the punishments got worse and worse. And you can imagine the guards are starting to like feel this power. There's a power struggle. They're like putting hoods over people's heads. So it's like,
yeah, that was never going to last.
Sadistic fucker to do that, I feel.
Yeah, that was never going to be a thing that just stayed the way it was.
Stayed copacetic.
The power shift was going to happen here.
Exactly. So there were cells that were specifically used for punishment, and they were called dark cells. They were in block 4 on the ground level. If you were sent to one, you would walk into a room that was painted entirely black, and the skylight was covered. So even, like, remember, you don't even get a lot of light anyways in those blocks, but whatever light you were going to get was now shut off. Ooh. So you were in a completely dark room.
And that can really fuck with you.
Oh, yeah, like sensory deprivation.
Way. Yeah, because it's complete sensory deprivation.
Like, it will fuck your eyes up. Your mind will start to like...
Oh, man.
It's sad.
When you look at, like, Damien Eccles.
I was literally just
his eyes are, like, fucked up forever. That's why he has to wear those sunglasses. Because he was, like, never saw sunlight.
They kept him in solitary for, like... the wildest amount of time.
Yeah.
It's fucked. These people were kept in solitary for anywhere from a couple of weeks to a month, which even that is like, that can have irreversible damage.
Can you imagine a month?
No, a month just in the dark.
Man.
No. And things got worse and worse. And now there were rumors of the iron gag. So the iron gag, I'm going to get you back for all those medieval torture episodes.
Bring it.
It was a metal brace that a guard would put into an inmate's mouth. Some say that they attached it to the tongue. So there were chains that came from the brace in the mouth that would be chained to cuffs around your wrists, which were often behind your back. And the more and more you struggled to get out of it, the tighter the brace got around your tongue.
Ooh.
And a lot of times your tongue would like rip open, or you would just die from your injuries because you could like rip your whole tongue out.
Yeah.
Or like choke on your
infection
tongue.
and stuff.
Infection, exactly. Like a lot of people died. And in 1835, there was an investigation into the death of an inmate who supposedly died because of the iron gag, but the prison officials were eventually exonerated.
Oh boy. Now we're getting to it.
And if that wasn't bad enough for you, let's talk about ice baths and exposure to the elements.
Let's do it.
I'm not sure which is worse, this one or the iron gag. It's like, I feel like they're both equally fucked up on different
ways.
wavelengths.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So in this form of punishment, a prisoner would be forced into an ice bath, or they would just lay there while a guard just poured buckets of freezing cold water on them. And then they would be brought outside into the like winter conditions totally naked, and you would be left there until ice started to form on different parts of your body.
That's literally Elizabeth Bowtry.
Yes,
She
it is.
literally did that.
That's all I could think about while I
Holy
was saying
shit.
it. In 1831, an inmate named Seneca Plymley was one inmate who suffered from this form of the ice bath punishment. And he actually was released from the prison not too long after his ordeal with that punishment. And he was considered incurably insane.
Wow.
I mean, that will just like change your entire side. That'll break you into two.
Oh, yeah.
And think you're already in solitary confinement and you're not talking to anybody else and you have to wear a hood on your head when you leave. And then all of a sudden they're throwing you in ice baths and sticking you outside. It's like,
No.
Of course he was incurably insane at that point.
That is so torturous.
So torturous. Now, moving on to the mad chair. The mad chair was another form of punishment.
Was it angry?
It was when you were angry.
Oh, okay.
So, or like you, not really, you would like go mad in the chair.
Oh.
So you would be strapped to a chair called the mad chair so tightly that you would lose blood circulation over the course of a day or two. Oh. And some people say that there's instances where people's limbs actually needed to be amputated.
Oh, I believe
once
that.
they were free because the circulation
Yeah,
was
you
just
cut off circulation
gone
that
at that
long.
point. For days at a time, I mean.
Think about when you like accidentally like wrap something too tightly around your finger.
Yeah.
You cut off circulation,
And the
how panicked
pressure.
you get, and you're like, get it off.
Yeah. Or even like when you sit on like your feet for too long or
Yeah.
something like that. This is like you were strapped to a chair and oftentimes they would gag you.
Oh my God.
It was just like absolutely
This is
terrible.
wild.
Now, the final form of punishment was the use of a straitjacket. They would just put you in the straitjacket, gag you, and leave you in a cell for a few days.
And honestly, that alone to me, the idea of being in a straitjacket, not being able to move a part of my body, like
for days and days at it, like they're saying days, but I'm sure it was like weeks and months at a time.
oh yeah, oh my God, like it just makes me want to be like,
So messed up. Now, this really famous fellow one time visited the prison. I don't know if you've heard of him. His name is Charles Dickens.
oh no,
Yeah.
I haven't heard of him.
It rings a
Did
bell.
he do anything like special?
Yeah, there's a couple
Notable
writings
at all?
Yeah, just like a couple stories.
Is he just like a nobody writer?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You know, I think it was a pen name.
It's like a blogger.
He's a blogger. Yeah, he had a Tumblr.
Yeah.
No, well, Charles Dickens, that big deal guy, he visited the Eastern State Penitentiary in 1842, and he actually was allowed to talk to some of the inmates. And he was so depressed by the entire visit, and he saw that the prison was not doing things right, like no matter what their goal was to begin with. He was like, what's happening here is fucked. And he hated the idea of the whole solitary confinement thing. And actually, in his book, American Notes, he wrote, quote, "The system here is rigid, strict, and hopeless solitary confinement. I believe it in its effects to be cruel and wrong. I hold this slow and daily tampering with the mysteries of the brain to be immeasurably worse than any torture of the body." Oof. So he's like the solitary
truth, though.
in and of itself was like somehow even worse than like the things they were going through.
The mental stuff, for
Just
sure.
all of it packed together. I can't. How do you get through that?
Yeah.
I just can't even imagine. So clearly when conditions are that terrible for the inmates, there are bound to be some escape attempts at the very least. And the Eastern State Penitentiary had its fair share of attempted and one completed escape.
Ooh.
Now, the first prisoner to try to escape was William Hamilton. He had been arrested and sent to the penitentiary in 1831 for the very serious crime of pig theft.
My God. Poor Hamilton.
Like, you're sent to this place because you stole a pig?
No wonder you're trying to get out.
Seriously. For some reason, the warden wanted William to be his personal waiter, and William obviously didn't have much of a choice in the matter. And as we all know, with great power comes great responsibility. But if you flip that around, your great responsibility also gives you great power.
It sure does.
That's exactly how William felt. And one day, after a year of being imprisoned for stealing a fucking pig, he was presented with an opportunity. He was like waiting for the warden, and for some reason he was left alone. There was no guard in the room. So he decided it was time for his sweet escape. He got out onto the roof and lowered himself down to the front of the building and just disappeared into the night.
Get it.
Successful escape.
Good. Just disappear.
But he, again, didn't make it. He did not make it.
What
He
happened?
started stealing pigs again and immediately was sent right
See?
back to the
now
prison.
I can't. Now I don't feel bad. It's like, dude, come on.
Come on, just stop stealing the pigs.
Just don't wait a while.
Get your
before you
own
steal
pig.
another pig.
I don't know.
Yeah, just raise your own pig.
Paint something and someone will pay you
Yeah.
and get a pig. I don't know.
Yeah, just
find a wild boar. Train
don't
it to be
do
your own.
The exact same thing you did to get in there in the first place. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
no. So he ended up there again, in there again, and he actually was able to escape again in 1837, and he got out successfully, but then again went back to the pig life, the pig theft life.
Come on.
So it was like clear that he was going to escape
Yeah.
and come back, and whatever.
Man,
Just pigs.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you,
William.
How dare you?
How dare you steal, babe? So it's easy to blame the prison guards for the escapes because their entire job is to make sure that no one gets out.
Yeah, and especially this dude. It's like he's already done it once. Maybe
Yeah.
keep a closer eye on him. I don't
The
know.
amount of people that actually made like multiple escape attempts from this place. Like, I was like, what was going on here?
Does no one have like a running list of people who have already escaped?
Like, you
maybe
guys good?
keep your eyeballs on these ones.
Right. So you want to blame the guards, like I said, because it's their whole job. But in the 1970s,
These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
the guards at the Eastern State Penitentiary were working 12-hour shifts for 6 days a week. So
Wow.
They were like totally out of it.
Yeah,
like,
just totally
checked
exhausted.
out. There was a ton of tension between the prisoners and the guards for obvious reasons. And in 1884, Eastern State saw what is believed to be its first guard murder.
Ooh.
Michael Doran was making his rounds one night when an inmate, Joseph Taylor, came up behind him and started bludgeoning him with a metal bar.
Oh.
He bludgeoned him to death. And then once he was finished, he just turned around, walked back to his cell, and got into bed to go to sleep.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And that's where our first haunting comes from, because now people
It's a
in
good
that
recipe
cell
for a
block,
haunting.
it is. People in that cell block will hear him walking around and like can hear like metal clanging.
Oh, and like the keys jingling or something. Oh,
He's spooky. So that was the first guard murder on record. Now, by 1877, there was already the need for more cell blocks. Now, remember, we have 7 cell blocks already.
yeah. And they've already added more.
They've already added more. There's already more stories. Like, this is getting wild. Now, the warden of the prison at that point was Michael Cassidy, and he was actually a really good warden. At that point in time, things kind of got looser, like he lifted the rules a little bit, and he really believed that if you treated these people like humans, then maybe they would like act like humans when you release them back into society.
Yeah, like you could actually rehabilitate them to be in society
instead
again.
of just like pouring ice over their faces
Yeah.
and strapping them to chairs. He was like, maybe we should try a different approach.
This doesn't seem to be working.
No. And actually, he was the longest serving warden in the prison's history.
Wow.
He worked as a warden from 1881 until 1900.
Wow.
But he was the one who designed the new cell blocks. Cell blocks 8 through 11 were a lot bigger than the cells in the other blocks, but that was because they didn't have the personal exercise yards.
Oh, okay.
Now, in the 1880s, cell block 3 was converted into a hospital that was equipped with an x-ray room, an operating room, and eventually separate rooms for inmates suffering from tuberculosis.
Damn.
Yeah. It's weird because they had like all the tools to do these really awesome things, and they did, but then there's just like such a dark side to it.
Because it's humans.
Exactly.
We can't do anything without we turn everything into like dark shit.
We fuck it all up.
Yeah, we're given all the tools and we just
Right?
take it to a dirty place.
Because every time I'm like, oh, okay, it's turning around. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, no, it's not.
There
no,
it goes.
It's not. But the inmates with tuberculosis were put in these special rooms. And the rooms had big openings in the back and they were covered with like a metal grate fence. But it was like fresh air on the other side. So air was coming in and out of the room. So then you weren't like having like lingering nastiness and fucking bacteria in the air.
just everybody breathing the same germs.
A really good idea for the time.
Yeah,
you know?
air circulation. Who'd have thunk?
Whoa. Now, in 1911, cell block 12 was completed, and it was the first block that was 3 stories high now.
Damn.
And instead of a skylight, each cell just had a tiny window. And the ceilings in these cells were not arched. All the other ones were arched
Oh, okay.
because it was like the Gothic style. Cell block 12 was when things really started changing architecturally in a big way. But aside from architectural changes, Eastern State was about to make a big structural change. By the early 1900s, most of the individual confinement had faded because of overcrowding reasons. They were like, we have no way of just making these cells personal cells. Like, we have to put people together.
Ooh, that's when things go down.
That is. So there were rooms in the prison, but it's also like when things go up, because these rooms in the prison were now being used for group classrooms and workshops where everybody's working together and they're actually like learning skills together.
That makes sense.
They're earning wages and everything. In the classrooms, they could work toward getting a high school diploma. And eventually they would even build baseball fields and basketball courts for them to use.
Damn.
Down the line, they eventually formed their own teams and like played games against each other.
Huh.
Like, that's so, I've never heard of that happening. Like Twilight, but make it prison.
Exactly like Twilight.
Just the exact same thing. But since people weren't really eating in their cells anymore, and that was like going to become a problem anyway, you're going to get like bugs and shit.
Oh, yeah.
So they officially made a dining hall that was opened in January of 1924. And like on holidays and stuff, they would let them put a tablecloth on the dining hall tables.
Make it fancy.
And they would decorate and everything. But it was built where some of the exercise yards used to stand, but there wasn't a ton of room in the dining hall because the way it was built, it was really narrow. And by that point, the prison was like really suffering the overcrowding issues.
Oh, that stresses me out just thinking about it.
I know. It's just like, I feel like it's like so yucky in there.
Claustrophobic.
But it made it difficult for the guards to monitor the prisons in the dining hall.
For sure.
Which is scary. And that's a scary fact because by 1928, most of the prisoners, 1,753 inmates at this time. Now remember,
My God, this was 250 to begin with.
it was
wasn't
supposed to hold 250 prisoners, and now by 1928, we have 1,753 inmates. And I told you this was going to come back. Of those inmates, a ton of them, like a majority of them, were serving time for murder at this point.
Oh boy.
So we've got like murderers, we've got rapists, we have armed robbers, like we've got big dogs up in there.
Yeah, no, it's no
small
longer
dogs.
just pig thieves.
And actually, this was a men and women's prison for a long time.
Oh, wow.
The women were kept away from the men, and eventually,
That's interesting.
in the 1920s, they were sent to a different prison. So by the 1920s, there was no women in there.
Yeah.
But they figured out ways to like write letters to each other and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
And the last woman prisoner that was like in the prison at the time, she was in there for poisoning her husband to death.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So
Wow.
crazy. But yeah, so we're getting real. We're getting real with it here.
I mean, it's more than 250 at this point.
Yeah, just like a few more. It's like
more.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Greater.
How
than.
many jelly beans are in the jelly in the jar? I don't know.
More than 250.
But now that the entire prison wasn't going to be used as solitary confinement, there was a need for specific rooms that would be used for that purpose, because they still would need solitary confinement as like punishment, I guess.
Yeah, obviously.
Not really, but you know. So cell block 13, which was built sometime between 1911 and 1926, that became solitary.
Okay.
So there were 10 cells in block 13 that were like crazy close to each other. Each room was only 4 feet by 8 feet, and the ceilings were only 8 feet tall.
Oh,
Like
I'm so claustrophobic right now.
that's the size of like an area rug in your living room.
Yes.
Like maybe even smaller, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah. And there was only one hole in the room so that you could like breathe. But if the guards wanted to fuck with you, there were radiators in these rooms, and they would turn the radiators up to high, so you literally like couldn't breathe in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And also there was just an iron bed where you would sleep. There was no mattress or anything. It was just an iron bed that was attached to the wall.
Oh, that's very stressful.
Yes, and like no source of light
I
whatsoever.
don't like this at all.
Again. Now, depending on what a prisoner did to end up there, they could be there again up to a month. Now, later down the line in 1953, the prison was undergoing one of its many state investigations.
Yeah.
And they were told that these cells were inhumane and that they needed to be destroyed. So eventually in 1959, once the final cell block, block 15, was finished, 9 of the 10 solitary cells back in cell block 13 were destroyed, but they kept one of them. I'm like, the state said to you to destroy them all.
They said you got to get rid of those.
Get rid of your solitary confinement.
And they were like, no.
No.
And they stomped their feet.
By that point, so again, we were supposed to have 250 inmates in here, and there was 7 cell blocks. Now we have 15 cell blocks.
That's more.
That's more than double.
That is
like
more.
That's insane. And by that point, the entire vision that John Haviland had of like the whole like spokeswheel, it was gone.
yeah.
The prison grounds looked like the set of fucking Labyrinth.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't keep that wagon wheel for that long.
Hoggle was lurking in the dark.
Yes, there you go. I love these.
You're welcome.
Love it.
Yes.
Speaking right to me.
I know, right? I had a feeling. I know my audience. Now, when cell block 14 was being built, they put special hidden cells underground. And cell block 14 was actually designed by a prisoner who had gone to Harvard.
Wow.
And then he just decided to like just start a criminal life, and he ended up in prison.
He's like, I'm going to help you out.
But he was like, let me design this place for you.
And
And
they were like, sure.
they were like, well,
Why not?
at that point, they had spent so much money too.
So they were like, let's let this guy do it.
They're like, we can't hire like actual workers anymore because we did that for the other like 47 things that we built. So
But this guy went to Harvard.
this guy went to Harvard. And on top of that, they had prisoners build this cell block.
Yeah.
So cell block 14 was built by prisoners.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's pretty haunting when you hear what's underneath cell block 14.
Oh, no.
The cell block was finished in 1924 in the midst of all the overcrowding issues.
In the roaring 20s.
And that's when they came up with the idea for Klondike cells.
Uh-oh.
No, those aren't Canadian.
That doesn't sound like a tasty treat.
Nope, not a Klondike. What would you do for not being in this cell?
Probably anything.
Anything. I would cut off my arm. The Klondike cells were specifically built for punishment, and they were underground. They were literally like the size of like a tomb.
They're like an oubliette.
An oubliette, yes. And prisoners would be held there for weeks at a time. Underground.
In an oubliette.
Yeah. So those ones were also discovered during a state investigation, and the prison was barred from ever using them again. But I do have a feeling that they probably continued to use them because the prison continued to lie about a lot of things that they said they weren't doing.
Yeah, I mean, you don't just like build an oubliette and then stop using it.
Yeah, no, like you built the oubliette for a reason,
Yeah.
and you use the resources, so you got to put those people underground, you know?
And yeah, you don't just stop using it because someone told you to. You're like, no, I built that oubliette.
I'm going to use my
it.
oubliette.
It's a place you put people to forget about them.
It is, and that's what
Hoggle.
they did. Hoggle, TM. Hoggle, probably.
There you go.
But what?
Yeah, that's wild.
I just don't understand how this place wasn't shut down because they underwent many investigations, not only into like the circumstances and like the like surroundings of these people, but also the financial things. Like they were like lying about how much money they were spending. They were like at one point
that's pretty standard.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
And I think it's just one of those things where they do these investigations to save face and just
and to be like, check mark, we did that.
We did it,
and we found a couple things.
Yeah, like they did their due diligence, but they know they don't have to listen. They have to listen to a point.
Yeah, exactly.
But they don't really care.
No, not at all.
So they're just like, all right, we're gonna keep our oubliette.
Our oubliette is ours, so
nanny boo boo.
Get out of here, nanny boo boo to our oubliette. But cell block 14 became one of the most crowded blocks in the entire prison, even when it had 112 cells.
Wow,
112 cells, and it is still like crowded.
Imagine how loud that would be.
How
smelly,
loud, smelly, dirty.
Hot.
Fucking, you'd be sick all the time.
You would see the air.
Literally.
You could chew the air, I bet.
Don't chew the air.
Don't do it,
Never
but you
chew
could.
the air. Whew.
You never chew the air.
Never chew the air. Don't do that to the air. Now, fast forward all the way to 1937. They add another terrifying structure to the prison, and this time they do it in the front. Back in medieval times, this thing that they added to the front of the prison was called a barbican.
A barbican.
Or a barbican.
It sounds awesome, but I bet it's not.
It's really not that bad. But to be fair, the structure was necessary because it was there to heighten the security of the prison because things inside were just getting increasingly more violent.
It's getting wily in there.
It was getting wild. There was already a prison riot at one point because of low wages, because they obviously weren't paying them what they were supposed to be. There was like fire set at multiple points. Like people were like stabbing each other.
Yeah. People are getting a little antsy.
People are getting a little wild.
A little antsy in there.
But the barbican and the addition of a metal door ultimately cost $25,000.
For sure.
Because before the metal door was installed, there was just a big wooden door.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
in Beauty and the Beast, like Gaston's coming, he's gonna knock that thing down with a statue. Let's go. Let's
you gotta
get
look
it.
at like the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah, I'm puffing, I blow
Yeah,
your
he's gonna
fucking
blow that
wood
wooden
door
door
down.
down.
Or I just light it on, like, there was fires. They probably were afraid that they were gonna light the door on fire.
Man had invented fire by this point, so
Yeah, a long time ago.
and they were apparently lighting them in the prison. So.
They were lighting fires in the prison. Like, someone
damn.
tell me how. But the metal door was able to be electronically opened from a control center in the warden's quarters, which I was like, wow, in 1937?
I know,
Like,
technology.
whoa, baby. Now, perhaps one of the events that prompted the barbican and the new metal door was the escape of one Leo Callahan. So let's get into some of the people that are being housed here.
Now, what is the barbican?
It's basically just like a building in front of the prison so that you would have to go through there.
Oh,
and
okay.
like that's where you would, like, if you were able to meet with your family, that's where you would would meet them, so that it wasn't like you're in the middle of the
So
prison.
it sounded a lot scarier than it was.
Yeah, it sounds way scarier than it was.
It was just like a visit room.
Yeah, it was just like an addition where you would be like checked in and like stuff like that. And I think eventually they moved to the warden's quarters there so that it was like safer.
Yeah.
And like the office and stuff.
That makes sense.
You know. But Leo Callahan, he was sent to the Eastern State Penitentiary in 1920 for assault and battery with intent to kill.
Oh,
Just that.
that little thing.
Now, by July of 1923, he had seen enough of the inside walls and he decided that he was going to test the theory that this prison was inescapable.
Because we all heard that about the Titanic.
Okay, I wanted to make that joke and I'm really mad that you stole it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Just saying.
That's literally exactly what I thought of.
It's the truth. Whenever somebody says it's like unbreachable, unsinkable,
Unbreakable.
breakable, unescapable.
It's the opposite
Yeah.
of those things.
It's just, it feels like a jinx.
And Leo was like, "Brr, brr, 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 brr," with his
Yeah.
middle fingers. Now, he was friendly with another prisoner called George Brown. George Brown, before he was in the penitentiary, was actually a carpenter. And he was the one who designed the 30-foot ladder that he, Leo, and 4 other inmates would use to escape. Now, George had designed the ladder so that it would be easily concealed. And when I first read that, I was like, how do you conceal a 30-foot ladder in a tiny, tiny cell?
Yeah, that's magic.
That's a task.
That's literal magic.
That's a task at hand. It's
we
really
have
not.
We have a wizard, Harry.
It's really not when you think about it, because he just needed to make sure that it came in smaller pieces.
Yeah.
So the pieces of the ladder were broken down into 6 5-foot segments, and when the time came to escape, it worked.
That's still pretty impressive.
I mean, yeah, because like, are you just like taping it
Like
together?
6 5-foot segments. Like no one's paying attention to you just putting this together.
Yeah.
And those are pretty big pieces. To
Yeah,
be hiding.
5 foot.
That's me.
That's bigger than
That's 6 of me.
That's bigger than the solitary cells.
Yeah.
Like one side of them at least.
Like, could you hide 6 of me in a cell?
if I tried.
It would be hard though.
Yeah, you're kind of
Just saying.
loud.
Yeah.
You're noticeable. But ladders aren't, I guess. And I don't really think anybody was looking.
Apparently not.
But so yeah, they were able to use it and they got out of there. The pieces
used
of
the damn
ladder.
thing.
The best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat. Comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for almost every occasion. Quince makes it easy to create a summer wardrobe that you'll love, with elevated essentials made from premium materials like European linen, organic cotton, and washable silk, without the traditional retail markup. I love that! Quince's 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops are the pieces that you absolutely will reach for all summer long. I absolutely love their linen. I have so many pairs of their linen pants, which you can dress up or you can dress down in the summer. Like, say you're going to a nice dinner, you can pair it with like a silk shirt, a really cute necklace, some good, makeup and an updo. Or if you're just looking for a more casual look, you can do the linen pants with like a loose button-up shirt and you still look really chic, kind of like, I don't know, Diane Keaton vibes, I kind of think. Also, it's not just apparel. Quince also offers elevated essentials for your home, from bedding and bath to kitchen essentials and furniture. They have it all, honey. I am a big lover of Quince, and I really do think you will be too. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/morbid for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/morbid for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/morbid. This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. I happen to be somebody that struggles with people pleasing. So a lot of times I will build things up and up and up and up and up and then kind of get to the point where I'm like, I need to let this out to this person. Even in 2026, that stigma and just stigma in general can get in the way of a lot of things, like getting support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking that first step yourself because you're busy. You're worried about what other people might think, or telling yourself that you should handle this all alone. But therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform, can be a space to slow down and talk through what's been building before it feels unmanageable. Just take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully qualified. Don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/morbid. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/morbid.
They just put them together and they said, let's climb over this wall. They overpowered one guard and they made their way to the east wall and climbed over with the help of George's invention. And apparently the east wall was like the easiest wall to escape from.
Yeah,
like
it always is.
A lot of the escapes took place there.
Yeah, I mean, every east wall.
Yeah, I mean, the sun rises in the east and that's where I escaped from.
Of course.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Everyone knows that.
Obviously. Now, every single member of Leo's team was found at some point or another and brought back to prison.
Oof.
One of them was even found in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Oh, damn.
I don't know how they found him, but they did. And they were like, back to the Eastern State you go.
Oh, what a bummer.
You're just like vibing in Hawaii. And
Just
then
a quick vacation.
fucking the warden is like, hey, my guy.
Oh, man.
That would suck. I would hate that. But the only one who was never found was Leo. making him the only prisoner in Eastern State Penitentiary's history to successfully escape.
Leo, where are you?
Dead.
Where were you?
Vibing. Isn't that crazy, though? Out of that many inmates, he's the only one who was never found again.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And that was an impressive escape.
And you feel so bad for George. It's like he's the mastermind of this ladder and Leo's just like using him.
Yeah.
Were you even real friends?
Were you even his friends?
Like, you couldn't house him too?
Did you even text him on his birthday?
Did you even send him an edible arrangement in the prison on Valentine's Day?
Did you even write on his Facebook wall?
Did you
Probably
even
not.
help him with his MySpace layout?
No, you didn't.
No.
You didn't.
No,
you
didn't.
weren't real friends.
Yeah, fake ass friends.
Real nice.
But yeah, throughout the years, there would be more escape attempts. Actually, over 100 people would try and fail at some point to escape.
Wow.
Now, there is one more big escape attempt that we can get into here. But first, I have to introduce to you the 3 key players. We got William Francis Sutton. He was actually featured on our Crime Countdown Daring Prison Breaks episode.
I knew that sounded familiar.
Yeah, and this whole thing might sound a little familiar, but like, whoa, baby. William Francis Sutton, he got to the Eastern State Penitentiary in 1934. He's one of the world's most famous bank robbers, and some people say that when he was asked about why he robbed banks, he said, well, that's where the money is. But he said he never said that. But like,
that would be awesome.
Also,
though.
he's not
Like,
wrong.
hello.
That's correct.
He's like, because there's money there.
Like, that's where the money is.
Next question.
Anything else? Shall I go on? He was referred to as the gentleman bandit and the actor. The former because he was pretty nice to all the people during the robberies. Like, he was just like, can I have that money, please? I have to have it.
I have to have it.
I have to have it. And the latter because he would wear all kinds of different disguises while he was robbing people. Sometimes he would be dressed as like a delivery person, and sometimes he'd be dressed as like a straight up police officer.
All right.
Now, fun fact, later in life, a lot of his convictions were overturned on like super minor technicalities.
Wow.
So he died on the outside in the 80s.
Oh,
and I think he
geez.
died in Florida. I think he like retired in Florida.
Wow.
Funny. Now, Frederick Tenuto worked as a hitman for the mob, and he was known as the Angel of Death.
Oh, what a nickname.
The Angel of Death. I feel like a lot of people have that nickname, though.
But like when you're part of like the mob and that's your nickname, and
That's
you're, like,
true.
You go into prison with that nickname.
Yeah, you're not to be fucked with. Now, he got to the Eastern State Penitentiary in 1938 after he was convicted of murder the previous year.
Moira.
Moira, as Spencer Henry would say. And finally, we have Clarence Kleindienst, who many believe is the mastermind behind this huge escape plan. Now, Clarence, before he was in prison, was a stonemason and a plasterer. He ended up in prison on charges of forgery, bribery, and larceny.
Oh, just that.
Yeah, just that. But needless to say, he was good at building and apparently dismantling, too. He was in cell number 68 at Eastern State. And allegedly, before it was his cell, it was like a storage facility in the prison. And he convinced the guards and the warden that he'd clean it up and it could be his cell. Now, I think it was like originally supposed to be only his cell, but he did end up having a roommate. But instead of cleaning up the cell, he got to work figuring out how to build a tunnel out of the cell that he and 11 of his buddies would use to escape.
Who could have seen that coming?
Not me, never.
When he's like, I'll clean this up. They're like, you're so nice.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Clarence.
So sweet of you.
We'll get rid of that roomie of yours eventually.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll get your own space.
He's like, I want my own space. I know it's really overcrowded in here, but like, I'm important and I'll
He's like,
clean.
I have a lot of thoughts. I need to be alone.
Yeah, sorry, get away from me. No, it was a long process, but he was able to hide what he was doing by one, making a plastic mold of his own face that he would leave in his bed for when the guards would check.
That blows my mind.
He made a plastic mold of his own face.
That kind of commitment.
Like he was about to appear on Face Off.
He sure was.
Like, are you kidding me? And then number 2, he created this panel in the wall that could easily just be put back and you could put like a trash can in front of it so it wouldn't look like anything was up in there.
Man.
He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy.
There you go.
That's a callback.
It is.
Now, it took some time, but by April 3rd, 1945, Clarence, Frederick, William, and 9 of their friends entered the tunnel and climbed out the other end outside. Now, the tunnel was 15 feet down, 97 feet out, and there were electrical lights hung up throughout the entire thing, as well as fans along the way so that they wouldn't get hot in there. Like,
wow.
this motherfucker was a mastermind.
This is like Shawshank.
It literally is.
Straight up Shawshank.
Straight up.
Wow.
Now, there were some points where all of them had to be completely underwater. There were other points where the tunnel was only 18 inches wide.
Oh,
Like,
no.
I wouldn't fit.
No.
And
Can't do it.
Eventually, though, they made it out.
Ooh.
Now, Clarence, the mastermind behind all of this, he landed himself back in the slammer pretty soon. After just a few hours, the police found him 2 blocks away from the prison.
Come on, Clarence.
Like, you couldn't have just ran.
You go through all of that.
And then you're 2 blocks away.
I would just be, I would be like Forrest Gumping it. I would never stop.
And like hours
Across the
later,
nation.
how are you only 2 blocks
Like,
away?
That's the thing. What were you doing?
Why are you lollygagging, sir?
just hanging out?
Like, what?
Taking in the sights?
Like,
What
you're
are
just
you
like
doing?
breathing the fresh air, I guess. I mean,
Watching falling stars? What's happening?
spitting out the air you've been chewing on for the past few years. I don't know.
Run.
Ridiculous. I can't.
Wow.
William Sutton was the first one that the police found, and he later tried to pretend that he was the mastermind behind this whole entire thing. He like wrote a book about it. He was like, it was me. And it's like,
it was me, and it's like you got caught though.
I was literally just gonna say, then why were you caught first if you're such a mastermind?
Not the flex you think it is, sir.
Weird flex, not okay. Another guy named James Grace, he was one of the 12 who escaped. He just showed back at Eastern State by himself because he was just like, you know, this life of being on the run is not for me.
Oh my God.
And he was hungry.
Oh, that's like sad.
It's like sad.
In a way.
It's like
I don't know what
sad.
he did to be in there, so I don't want to give him too much like
That's the thing.
pat. It's okay.
Yeah, probably
But like
not.
it is very strange when you like that happens.
That will happen, yeah.
That they like come back and
Yeah.
they're like, yeah.
It's like Charlie Manson. He was like, I want to be in jail forever.
Yeah.
And they were like, no,
No.
sorry.
No.
I mean, you really can't be. But
You don't have to.
yeah, you know, life
Wow.
on the run ain't for everyone.
No.
Now, finally, Frederick Tenuto was found with one of the other escapees. He was found with James Bocce Van Zant, and they were the last 2 escapees to be found. It took the police 2 months to find them. So they had something going on.
Yeah, and in that time, the bocce guy created the game of bocce ball.
He did, correct, you know?
So without him,
Yeah, and we'd never have bocce.
I lied. That's not true.
No, do you want to know why he was called Bocce?
Why?
Because he had a history of fucking crimes up. They literally called him Bocce for that reason.
That's amazing.
Like, Bocce over
Oh,
there.
bocce over here.
Why would you try to escape with Bocce?
Oh my God, what a nickname.
No,
That's awesome.
He and Tenuto had actually attempted to escape together just 3 years before the big tunnel escape, and they were found the next day.
Damn.
So this was their second
So,
escape attempt.
Apt nickname, I say.
Apt nickname. Once everyone was recovered from the Great Tunnel escape a year later, in 1946, Frederick Tenuto, William Sutton, and Clarence Kleindienst got transferred to Holmesburg Prison in Philadelphia because this prison no one had ever escaped from. And they were like, well, that's where they have to be.
Yeah.
That was until Clarence, Willie Frederick, and this man named David Aiken, who was another friend who was involved in the tunnel escape, they tried escaping from this prison. Now, while police were looking for them, William Sutton actually made his way to number 1 on the FBI's most wanted list, but he eventually was turned in by this barber named Arnold Schuster.
Wow.
Now, Arnold Schuster turned up dead, having been shot to death only 2 blocks away from his home.
Oh, I wonder if it's connected.
Well, a lot of people think that Frederick Tenuto was responsible because he was never found and never heard from again. So
Whoa.
he successfully escaped that prison.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
I think all he needed to do was ditch Bocce for a successful escape.
I mean, come on, like, why are you hanging on to the guy nicknamed Bocce?
It's like,
I'd be like, you're on your own, Botch.
I'd
Like,
be
you
like-
got to do this on your own.
Is third time really a charm, or did you just need to get rid of Bocce all along?
Don't even, the first time. What's your nickname? Bocce?
Bocce? Why?
What, do you like the game? No, it's because I fuck everything up that I do. All right, you go that way. I'm going to go this way. We'll meet in the other. Like, I'd be all right, we'll meet again,
I
friend.
picture like Larry and Mo and the other one just like fucking
Curly.
morphed into one person. Yeah, Curly.
Yeah, I'd just be like, you know what? If we're meant to meet again, we will, Botch.
But you know what?
You're on your own.
Bocce had his own talents, okay?
Did he?
He ended up writing a poem about the Great Tunnel Prison escape, or the prison tunnel escape, and he entitled it Leaky Pen. If I could get some bongos, please.
Did his pen leak during this? Like, did he botch writing a poem?
No, Leaky Pen, like Leaky Penitentiary.
Oh my God. I was like, I really hope that his
That would've
pen
been
actually
hilarious.
leaked and that he titled the
Had
poem.
nothing to do with
Because
the
his
poem.
name is Bocce, so it makes sense.
Could have fucked it up. Well, here's this poem for you.
Deeper.
12 of the boys in the Eastern State Pen were serving their time with no end, when out of nowhere there appeared a hole, which Kleiny had dug out just like a mole. I love the rhyme scheme there. It's just like such talent.
I love it.
Hole and mole, end and pen.
Just like a mole.
And I love that he's like, it appeared out of nowhere because Kleiny dug it. It's like, well, then it didn't appear out of nowhere.
It just appeared after he dug it manually.
Now, just a little fun fact on the tunnel. In 2006, archaeologists revealed that it was still intact.
What?
The prison officials had said that they blocked up both ends and filled the tunnel with ash. I don't know if they like had a fever dream about that or something.
But they did not.
But they did not do that because in 2006 they literally found like evidence of like the fans, like they saw like remnants of the lights, like
oh my god,
the panels and stuff.
Are there
like,
photos of this? Because I'm dying to see this work.
I'm gonna have to look because I didn't see if there was photos.
I'm gonna look it up.
Now, some other noteworthy inmates at the Eastern State Penitentiary include Al Capone and a black lab named Pep.
Stop.
Sentenced for moida.
For moida?
I'll get into that, but Al Capone first. Al Capone stepped on the Eastern State soil in 1929. He was there because he had been carrying a concealed weapon in a movie theater. That's what landed Al Capone in prison at the Eastern State Penitentiary.
All right.
Now, some people think that he actually arranged to spend time at the Eastern State Penitentiary so that he could avoid the St. Valentine's Day massacre in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
That was where like a ton of mob bosses like got hit.
That's interesting.
He later said that he was actually haunted by the ghost of mob boss James Clark while he was in Eastern State Penitentiary.
Really?
He was the one who had ordered the hit on James.
Mob bosses are just haunting their own.
You know? Well, they were rival mob bosses.
But still, it's like, keep it in the family.
Yeah, you're a rat. Well, he wasn't even a rat, though. But it would make a lot of sense if Al had arranged to be in prison because his room was rumored to be, like, super luxurious for the prison.
Of course it was. He's Al Capone.
Al Capone. I found this quote describing it that said, quote, "The whole room was suffused in the glow of a desk lamp which stood on a polished desk. On the once grim walls of the penile chamber hung tasteful," I said penal chamber. I took a sip of drink and I was trying to keep it in. I said penile. Hold on.
That penile
chamber. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
On the once grim walls of the penal chamber hung tasteful paintings, and the strains of a waltz were being emitted by a powerful cabinet radio receiver of handsome design and the fine finish.
Wow.
It's like, I'm sorry, were you at like the fucking Hilton Inn?
Is this the Ritz, Al?
Is the Ritz-Carlton, my guy? That I do have pictures of. You should look it up right now. It's funny. They don't have the like pictures of what it actually looked like at the time, but they recreated the room. There's like a fucking armchair in there. There's a rug. There's literally a writer's desk. It's like I would live there.
I would live there. Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's a cool room.
It's a vibe and a half.
It is.
Now, while Al was there, he was said to have bought new uniforms for the baseball teams and just like listened to waltz music on the radio.
There you go.
He just vibed. He just vibed in the Eastern State Penitentiary, just vibing. But then on March 17th, 1930, his time was served. So people heard that he was going to be leaving the prison at this certain time of the day. It was like the afternoon. So they gathered outside the Eastern State waiting to catch a glimpse of fucking Al Capone. But what they didn't know was that he had made a deal with the warden. The warden let Al leave early that morning and transfer to another prison so that he would be able to leave from that one and at the same time, and he would avoid all the attention and potential enemies hiding in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Because at that point, the St. Valentine's Day massacre had occurred and people were like fucking pissed and knew that he had something to do with it.
Oh yeah, and they're looking for
So they
him.
were like, I'm gonna shoot you, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot you, Al Capone.
I'm gonna shoot you, Al Capone, you know? But yeah, so he didn't have to leave there.
Wow.
He left another prison. And
That's
fun fact,
a lot.
he actually had his tonsils taken out in the operating room inside of the prison.
Wow.
Yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, your questions are now answered.
Look at that. I've heard that's really hard as an adult.
Yeah.
It's not a good recovery as an adult. It's easier when you're a child.
I can imagine. Do we even need tonsils?
No.
What's the point of a tonsil?
To take them out.
Okay.
to become inflamed.
Do you have tonsils?
I do.
I have my tonsils.
Yeah,
too.
I never got mine taken
Me
out.
either. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Did you?
Hey.
You listening? Did you?
Do you have tonsils?
Cool. Okay.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the grape flavored Jello when you got them taken out? I don't know. That was really specific. Now there was also a black lab that did time apparently.
Yeah,
in the
I gotta know
penitentiary.
about this.
All right, so his name was Pep. He did pose for an actual mugshot. Please Google it at this very moment.
I'm literally
If you're driving a
obsessed.
car, please pull over first. But he was said to have been in prison for murder. He was the dog of Governor Gifford Pinchot, I believe is how you say it. And allegedly, he killed the governor's wife's cat.
I don't know what to say.
So the whole
I've been
thing-
rendered speechless.
The
by
whole
this.
thing was definitely like a publicity stunt.
Oh my god!
He's just, and black labs are my favorite dogs.
Stop it! This
He's so
photo.
cute.
And he's beautiful.
He's gorgeous. The whole thing was just a publicity stunt, like something to write about in the fucking newspaper, because apparently nothing was happening that day.
Oh, poor Pep though.
He
He gets his reputation smeared for the sake of their
smeared.
reputation.
He's got a freaking mugshot. Dorinda's making fun of him.
Man.
But he was basically sent there to boost inmate morale and like cheer them up. But he actually didn't even end up hanging out with the inmates. He ended up doing rounds with the guards. Yeah.
He was just like, I'm here.
I'm
I
here.
murdered a cat.
Yeah.
Think about what I'll do to you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't the only animal at Eastern State. There was another dog there that was one of the guards' dogs, and her name was Lady. You can look her up too.
Oh,
She was
Lady.
she was a beagle, actually.
Aw.
And actually, according to Charles Dickens, one of the inmates had a bunny in his cell when he visited, and others were said to have kept like cats and birds.
This reminds me of like the Green Mile.
So
When he's got his little mouse.
I was gonna say it at the end, but the Eastern State Penitentiary is actually one of the prisons that the Green Mile
Is, like,
inspired by.
Oh, that's it. Because it's so funny because this whole time I've been like, wow, that's
Yeah.
all I keep thinking of.
So if you look at pictures, the floors are painted green.
oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was like one of the main ones that inspired the Green Mile.
Stephen King.
Stephen King is
You
is my
wily
dude,
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I love you.
right?
That's awesome.
Now, I think the last important event to talk about before we get into the haunting of it all is the riot that took place on January 8th, 1961.
Yes.
It was not the first riot, like we know, but it was the biggest riot in the prison's history. So this inmate named John Klausenberg, he's walking back to his cell with this brand spanking new guard. And he's just shooting the shit. They're vibing. He's like, how was work? He's like, oh, it was good. I cleaned the food up. Like, yeah, how you like your job as a prison guard?
This is how it went.
Do you want to I just got to stop by my friend's cell. Can you just let him out for like one quick sec? Like, we just got to chat about something.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70. You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal. That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts. Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it. They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hill's. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast.
Dude, this is the oldest trick in the book.
Literally the oldest
Just
trick in
gotta
the
stop
book.
by house real quick.
This motherfucker opened up this guy's friend's cell And then the two of them like overpowered him, because they're like inmates.
Yes.
And like they're probably in there for like some shady shit. And eventually 800 prisoners ended up being freed from their cells and just started trashing the fucking prison.
That is so scary.
800 prisoners.
Angry criminals that have been cooped up.
And have been like wronged. Like they were being like abused and shit. So they were lighting rooms like the record room on fire. They literally lighted the record room on fire.
Oh my God.
They were stealing from the pharmacy. They cut the phone lines at one point. There was like multiple, but they cut some of them. They were stabbing guards and like beating them up and then stealing their uniforms and putting them on. So like that it's like who the fuck is who. It got so bad that the city police, the state troopers, and the prison warden himself had to mastermind like an operation in the middle of the entire riot to like figure out how to take back power.
How do you
And excuse me, it was the deputy warden. So they came up with this thing called Operation Prison Breakout. And eventually they were able to regain control of the prison. But
That's
for
wild.
a little while, guards were locked back up in cells with prisoners because the prisoners had stolen their uniforms. So then nobody knew who was who. So they had to like lock everybody in cells together until they figured out who was prisoner and who was guard.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Insane. So Joseph Brierly was working as deputy warden that day, and he was credited as being the mastermind behind Operation Prison Breakout. So he like helped regain control of the prison.
That's impressive that they were able to regain it at all.
Seriously, later on he was able to become warden. But not before the district attorney announced that the prison was a danger to everyone in the city nearby.
Yeah.
They're like,
now they're like, yeah,
get the fuck out of here. Move to the country. Now, the goal of the entire riot was just another escape attempt. Some of the prisoners had come up with the idea so that everyone would be distracted while they headed down to the garage on site and stole a truck to leave. However, when they got down there to the garage, the city police had already arrived. And they were able, like the police were able to get them to do their thing. But terrifyingly enough, the prisoners at that point were armed with meat cleavers.
Oh.
Like, I don't know how these police got control of them when they're fucking wielding meat cleavers.
What?
Nuts.
I can't even picture this.
Meat cleavers.
That's horrifying.
Actually, crazy. None of the prisoners were killed during this riot.
Wow.
One of them, however, was left with a fractured skull. You can find a picture of him in the book. And his family was like called to the prison to like say goodbye to him. He was given last rites, and then he like miraculously survived.
Damn.
Crazy, right? So finally, after 10 more years, so that happened in 1961, and then in 1971, the prison was officially closed.
I think it's about time.
It's definitely like past time. All of the remaining inmates were moved to the State Correctional Institution at Graterford, I believe is how you say it. And for a long time, people had different ideas about like what they should do with the building. And then some people suggested that they should build condos there. Like they were like, let's like destroy it and like build condos over it.
Who are these people?
That's never a good idea.
Who are you?
Like, you want to do you want to live in that condo?
Like, do you just want ghosts?
Like, what are you asking for here?
Just want that bad vibe on there?
Can you imagine?
Like, no.
So the building ended up being abandoned for so long because nobody could just like decide what to do with it or figure it out. It was declared a semi-ruin.
Wow.
And in 2000, it was added to the list of the 100 most endangered sites list by the World's Monuments list.
What an accomplishment.
Yeah, you know, that's the list you want to be on. Yeah. Hot or not.
Good for
endangered or safe. Like, ooh, baby.
Get it, ISP.
Now, in 2002, it was actually removed from the list, and eventually the site became a museum. It took a long time to preserve the building, and the whole idea was never to restore it back to its original like thing. They wanted to preserve it and make it a museum.
Yeah.
And while people were working on that, there was this is like the most precious fucking story ever. There was this man named Dan McLeod. He was a city worker, and he was like working on the project with all the people, like, you know, getting this place up and running, I say.
Yeah, at least for museum.
You know, and while he was working there, he realized that there was a whole bunch of feral cats living inside. Like, it had like its own little community of cats.
Like a colony of cats.
Literally. So this man took it upon himself and would go 3 times a week and feed all of the cats.
That's precious.
Like, ruin me.
That's really wholesome.
The ruins have ruined me.
I like that.
So he passed away in 2003, but in 2004, this artist named Linda Brenner made an art installation called Ghost Cat, and it was installed in the museum in 2004 in the memory of not only the cat population, but Dan McLeod, the cat man.
Oh, stop.
Like, ruin me.
You just took hold of my heart.
Ruin me.
That's so sweet.
So now for the hauntings.
Cool.
I had to tell you like
Get
a
me
really cute story before I was like,
that's so sweet. All right, let's
This place
do this.
is haunted. So each block seems to offer something a little different. In cell block 12, people hear echoing voices and cackling laughter.
I love that.
Loves it.
Yeah.
In cell block,
everything's funny. I get it.
lols. Just lols and good
So
times.
much fun.
In cell block 6, people have reported seeing shadowy figures around the walls that are just like circulating the walls. But cell block 4 seems to be the scariest of them all. So here's a story for you. When the prison was like totally abandoned and they were just working on getting it together for the tours and everything, they had to hire this locksmith named Gary Johnson to actually get into cell block 4 because it was like totally locked.
Yeah.
So when he was removing the lock from the cell, he said that as soon as he removed the lock, he felt this sudden force take over his body, and he like felt like he was being held up, like he like couldn't move. And he said he felt negative and horrible, but that this force wouldn't let him go. And then all of a sudden in front of him, there were swirling faces on the walls.
Oh,
And one of them like was calling to him.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Hate that.
I don't like that.
No, thank you. People say that when you go on tours, there's towers that used to be like looking over like the yards and stuff, so that like
watchtowers?
Yeah, watchtowers, so the guards could watch over them. People say that on tours, if you look up, you'll still see one of the guards standing there.
I want that so bad.
You'll hear like
wanna see that.
screaming and like yelling in the prison. There's also like rattling like of the
Like bars
of
and
the
stuff?
bars and everything.
Ah,
It's
I
like-
want to go here.
Super scary. Well,
This has got to be a trip we got to make.
we can.
Because we're close.
Now, up until 2008, you actually had to sign a waiver to enter the building.
Get me there.
Like, I'm going to choose to believe that
Sign
it's
me
for the
up.
ghosts and not like liability reasons of like a cinder block falling on my head. But
Yeah, like, is this like asbestos? Because I'm not into that.
is this
but
asbestos or is this ghosts? Because if it's ghosts, like I'll sign 5 times.
I'll sign for
Asbestos-
ghosties. I'm not signing for
sign my
lung
first name.
damage. That's
That's my first name. But people have gone on tours and like they hear all these things. And if you ever want to go for Halloween, bitch, they have this event all through spooky season, like leading up to Halloween. I believe it starts in September, and it's called Terror Behind the Wall.
Shut
and
up.
the site says, are you ready?
I'm ready.
It includes 2 haunted houses.
Stop.
3 immersive walkthrough experiences that apparently aren't scary, 3 live and interactive performances, 4 themed bars and lounges,
I'm literally obsessed with this.
3 opportunities to explore all of the cell blocks so you can like experience the haunting for yourself. Philadelphia is not that far away.
Honey.
We could drive.
I need this.
Like, we could go.
I literally need this.
We could go.
Yes.
This Hallows Eve.
We could literally go.
Like, should we figure it out after
I
this?
really want
Can
to.
you imagine? And you took one of my last fun facts that the Green Mile was inspired by this.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. But this is a really fun fact. At one point, there was an audio tour that you could take, and it was voiced by Steve Buscemi.
Stop it. Stop it.
Iconic.
Immediately, as if we couldn't get any better.
As if it couldn't get any better.
Like, how do what?
And they've also used the site for a couple of movies. I don't know. I've never heard of this movie. It's called 12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys? You've never heard of that movie?
No.
Wow, that was with Brad Pitt.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was filmed there.
Oh, that's crazy.
And also Transformers Revenge of the Fallen was
Hey, look at
was-
that.
was there.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Look at that.
let's go for Halloween yesterday.
Honestly, it's driving 5 hours.
That's like going to Maine. That's
like
not bad.
nothing.
And you get 2 haunted houses, 3 immersive walkthrough experiences, 3 live and interactive performances, 4 themed bars, and 3 opportunities to explore the cell blocks and see swirling faces all around the walls.
Worth it to me.
Let's fucking go.
Worth it.
Let's go, girls.
I want to go.
Let's go. I want to go really badly. So yeah, that is the Eastern State Penitentiary.
Damn.
Wilden.
What a tale.
What a tale.
What a place.
I want to go.
I want to go too.
I want, like, you can go see like Al Capone's
You
room.
sold
It's all
me.
set up.
You sold
You
me.
can like maybe pretend that you're escaping from the East Wall.
Hell yeah. That's what I would want to do.
Like, so crazy.
I want to see the faces.
And they have like all these like big like memorial things.
yeah,
and like just like
displays
information
of things.
and displays.
Yeah, the
and
history alone.
there's like a bunch of like art installations.
Wow, I really want to see this place.
Seriously. And if you want to see this place, but you're a little too far away, please, please, please go get that book, The Eastern State Penitentiary by Francis X. Dolan. I'm going to link it in the show notes. And literally the entire book is just like a ton of pictures, and like there's even more information in the book.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, you kicked ass. I want to go there now.
I think we should leave. If we leave right now, we could get there by 7.
All right,
Perfect
let's go.
timing.
We're out.
Dusk.
Dusk.
Well, we'll tell you how it goes. And in the meantime, we hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
Keep
it
weird. But not so weird that you put bags over people's heads and an idea that you think is good, because it's not ever going to turn out as good as you think it's going to turn out.
Yeah, it got weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They kept it weird.
they did.
Girl, let's get real. Some pads are just diapers with a good PR team, but not the new Kotex BioCare. That's because Kotex BioCare helps defend against odor and irritants. And it's the first and only pad with this pH proactive system that helps optimize the pad's pH. Just think of it as self-care for down there. Check out Kotex.com for more details on the all-new Kotex, completely redesigned to meet your needs. You asked, we heard.
Do you remember in school when your teacher had a favorite of everything? A favorite marker, a favorite element, and yes, even a favorite student? Who wasn't me, so let's move on. I want to talk about their real favorite thing. Kleenex tissues. According to teacher lists, Kleenex is the #1 facial tissue trusted by teachers. They're silky soft, help prevent skin irritation. And now, with Kleenex Snap and Go, you can take them anywhere. Stock up on the ultimate classroom favorite. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.